So we've got two swivel seats here, and how they attach is they're bolted down with these hand bolts that you can undo. So there's 4 in this seat and 6 in the passenger seat. I'm going to just do this seat first. So I'm going to undo each of these. It'll take a little while to undo. So, and while I'm at it, I can also undo the ones in the back here. So I'll start undoing those. Several minutes later. So there we go. With this one, we've got just 2 now at the front. They're just placed down here if you want to get down there. There they are. So there's 2 bolts there. Those need undoing, and then we can begin to turn this all around. Right, so once they're out of the way, I put them somewhere safe. You open up the seat, and you'll see in here there's a lever. You pull this lever and it lifts the seat up high enough to be able to swivel it around, because there's electrics etc. here. But before we do that, we always take the headrest off. Take the headrest off, press the buttons there, and then slide them open. So that's now up, and then I pull this lever, and that kind of gives me the height that I need. Put the seats back down so they're not in the way, and then I can begin to spin this around. And it's just a little bit of time to take in. It will slide around. Now we're kind of turned around like that, and then what you do is open these back up. Like so. Try and line up your bolts so you have a little look where everything is. So that's kind of where it was before, but in reverse. And then if I put this down slowly, that puts the seat in place. And then all you need to do is very carefully is just put them down and begin to line up your bolt holes here. So if you look down here, you'll notice that we're not quite lined up. Sort of get them in line, and then put the bolts back in. They should go in really easy. If they're hard to turn, you need to adjust where the seat is. So like that's a little bit tricky right now. You give it a little wiggle, so it's a bit easier to do up. And then once they're done back up, I never do them fully up until they're all in. Once you get all the bolts back in, you can start to tighten them up, and that's your seat back in place. For the front, we've still got here, under here, your bolts. If we get in there and have a little look, there's 2 bolts still at the front. So I have to undo those. So put my hand in, you can hear them undoing. There we go, there's one there. Now, what you're supposed to do in this instance is put the van in gear. So if I make sure the van is in a gear, which it happens to be actually, I know what gear we're in, and then select the handbrake off. So let the handbrake off. Luckily we're not rolling towards the garage. It gives me a lot more freedom now to move this seat around, but I have to adjust the seat as I do it to get it to go round. Now typically what I do is I put the seat forward, by turning the knob on the other side, which you can't see, but by turning this, and you want to make sure the seat's up as high as you can get it. So the seat's up high as it can go. I put it forward as far as I can, and then we're going to spin it this way round. It's going to allow, hopefully, enough room to turn it around. Now it is fiddly, and you just need to take your time with it, but once it's in that position, you can then bolt it down, and they're where they were before, and this seat will go back far enough once adjusted for you to sit like that. So bolts back under here you have to line up by eye on the front. And then to put it back, it's reverse. What I would say to do this one before you do the passenger one, if easier to do the driver's seat first, then the passenger, and the handbrake has to be down